I'm sitting there analyzing it like, damn, this wanted some bread, or maybe he spent all the bread because he made a couple of million with $5.
I go out and spend $50,000, $100,000 every night, 2-3 nights in a row, 3-4 nights in a row.
Big Meech, the legendary BMF boss, is going through serious money problems. A GoFundMe page has been created to help him pay his bills. This happened after his big Welcome Home concert was cancelled, which left him with no major way to earn money. Tony Yayo recently gave a shocking interview where he shared the real reason why 50 Cent turned away from Big Meech. It is all because of money. According to Yayo, Meech spent all of his BMF money, and his son did the same. To make things worse, 50 Cent has completely cut ties with the family and even threatened to shut down BMF. Right now, Big Meech and his son have no proper way to make money. Their financial situation is getting worse, and they might lose everything. Tony Yayo believes they have only themselves to blame. But what exactly did he say, and how serious is their money problem? Let us find out.
Okay, now the question everyone's been asking about. 50 Cent versus Big Meech.
Man,
woo.
You know that 50 crazy, man. 50's crazy.
Tony Yayo recently sat down for an interview with Vlad TV and shared some surprising details about Big Meech's money problems. When Meech got out of prison on October 15, 2024, Tony and a few friends went to visit him. While they were there, Meech told Tony that Lil Meech was not giving him any money. He was struggling and expected his son to help him. But Tony did not feel sorry for him. According to Yayo, Meech is the only one to blame because he spent all of his BMF money instead of saving it. Tony remembered sitting in Meech's backyard with a friend named Murder when Meech started complaining. He said Lil Baby did not give him any money, even though he arrived in a Ferrari truck with lots of cash. Tony thought this was strange and felt that Lil Baby was not responsible for helping Meech. When I thought about it, I felt like maybe 50 Cent should have given Meech some money or at least bought him a watch or something. That is what Rick Ross did, so maybe that would have helped. Meech mentioned this while talking to me and Murder, and I sat there thinking about it. It seemed like Meech was hoping for some cash, or maybe he had already spent all his money. He made a few million with 50, so if he had saved some of it for his father before he came home, maybe their relationship would have been better. But I also understand how it is for a young black man with money. Sometimes you do not make the best choices. That is probably why Boozy agreed to do a free Welcome Home concert for Meech before it got canceled.
I'm assuming that you were doing it for free?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming everyone else was doing it for free also.
I'm pretty. I don't. But I'm pretty. I mean,
yeah.
You charging niggas home from jail.
If Big Meech was hoping that Lil Meech would help him with money, he is in for a big disappointment. Lil Meech spends money just like his father. According to Tony Yayo, he wasted a crazy $100,000 on Chrome Hearts jeans. He has about 10 pairs. It is clear he does not know how to manage money because if he did, he would have helped his father. Being young and having money can be wild. We had money when we were young too, so I understand. People are out here buying expensive watches like Richard Millis. Lil Meech has them, and so does his mother. But spending $10,000 on one pair of jeans? That is just crazy. I have bought Chrome Hearts jeans for $10,000 before, but at least I would wear them every day for a month to make it worth it. Back in the day, we were buying Red Monkey jeans, and those cost around $1,000. Now, everything is 3 times more expensive when it comes to fashion. So, I understand that Lil Meech is young and wants to enjoy his money. But when you really think about it, no disrespect to him, he is spending time in Atlanta with DJ and G, and those guys have a lot of money. Even if Lil Meech made $3 million or $4 million, or whatever the exact amount is, the kind of money they are making is on a whole different level. In just a few months of touring, streaming, and acting, he is making a lot of money. But being in Atlanta, I do not know. Atlanta is a place where money goes fast. Shout out to Magic City, the ladies, and all the clubs out there, but that is an easy way to spend a lot of money. And fans know Tony is not joking about this. Back in 2023, Lil Meech made headlines when he went on GQ's On the Rock series to show off his expensive jewelry. He showed a $500,000 BMF chain, and fans were shocked by how much he spent on it. Lil Meech seemed really proud of his expensive jewelry. He talked about it like it was a big achievement. "This is my new BMF piece. I do not have my old one anymore. OT charged me $200,000 just for this. This Cuban link is about 1,100 grams. It is big and heavy. I can barely wear it for more than 3 or 4 hours. My next chain will have a lock that says Alanti on it with his name and signature. It also has 3 big diamonds on each side, so it is not just any regular chain. A normal Cuban link might cost $50,000 or maybe $100,000, but this one is $200,000 just for the kilo. The pendant alone is $300,000. He even joked about passing it down. Either I give it to my dad when he comes home, or I keep it forever. You cannot go bigger than this. You do not see any silver or gold, just straight diamonds. At least he does not have to worry about his father saying anything, because they both have the same habit of spending money like crazy.
I go out spend $50,000 every night, 2-3 nights in a row, 3-4 nights in a row. Now you got a dudes in the corner watching that want to spend a couple $1 million with you. You see what I'm saying? I got lavish homes, lavish spots all over this mother.
To make things even worse, it looks like the situation is not getting any better. 50 Cent gave Lil Meech a harsh reality check in a now-deleted Instagram post. The rapper shared some text messages from Lil Meech, where he asked 50 why he was turning against his father. Lil Meech wrote, "They just told me you unfollowed me on Instagram, and now you are managing Skilla Baby with Rocket, even though I was the one who introduced him to you. Back then, you did not even know who he was. Now you are mad at me? I would give you the shirt off my back. I cannot believe this man. You act like I am your enemy when all I have ever shown you is love and loyalty. I am human, I go through my own struggles, but I have never turned on you." He also talked about his father recently meeting with 50's longtime rival, Rick Ross. Lil Meech made it clear that it was only about money. "Forget Ross, but he gave my dad some money so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet drama is messing with me, man. You know me in real life." 50 Cent is known for speaking his mind, and he did not hold back when responding to Lil Meech. When Meech texted him about the next season, 50 basically suggested that he could replace him in BMF or even cancel the show completely. While many fans thought his response was cold, it seems like 50 is enjoying the family drama at the moment. He even made fun of Meech's money problems. 50 shared a GoFundMe page on Instagram with a funny caption that said, "Help Big Meech pay his $30,000 a month Airbnb. That's one of P's houses. Shout out to Quality Control." There are also reports that Big Meech set up the GoFundMe after his Welcome Home concert was canceled. He needed money badly to pay his bills.
BMF boss, the legend Big Meech, has a GoFundMe page.
What?
It was said that this GoFundMe page was set up to assist him in paying his bills since his Welcome Home concert got canceled. The funds from the Welcome Home concert was supposed to go towards his bills, and it was supposed to assist him in paying them off. Now,
the reports about what happened are still not confirmed, and some people believe they are not true. However, Tony talked about a few other things during the interview. He shared that 50 Cent actually visited Meech's house after Meech got out of prison. Back then, things were good between them. While many fans think that the problem between 50 and Meech started because of Rick Ross, Tony had a different opinion. He said that another reason for their problems is that 50 made millions from the BMF deal, while Meech does not have money right now. Meech is used to being in charge, and it seems like it is hard for him to accept that 50 is in a much stronger financial position. Tony remembered going to Meech's house, where they sat down with Lil Meech. He thought that big things were going to happen for them because Meech was telling amazing stories about his past. Meech talked about jumping into cars with bricks and sharing war stories. Tony said he was really impressed by the stories, and everything seemed great at that time. But things changed after the situation with Rick Ross, and that is when the tension started between them. Things started to go downhill, you know, and BMF was the last group to really make an impact in the game. My album came out in 2005, and those guys were on fire at the time. But when it comes to 50 Cent, it seems like some people just do not want him to always be in charge. That is how it seemed, at least. The deal with Meech felt bad. He worked with 50, who was talking about big plans for the future, and even helped Meech's family make money. You would think Meech would appreciate that, but it looks like loyalty was not a big deal to him when it came to business. I guess Meech felt like he did not need to answer to 50 because he runs his own show. Tony also talked about how 50 took care of Lil Meech while his dad was in prison. Believe it or not, 50 paid for Lil Meech to go to acting school, which ended up completely changing his life.
You know, but when you take Little Meech and you put him in acting school, you know, you take him from Detroit. I remember him rapping when he was rapping and nobody was helping him from what I seen. Cause I remember when Lil Meech was rapping, nobody helped him, and then 50 put him in acting school, kept it on the low, and he made all this money.
When it comes to 50 Cent and Big Meech, it is clear who has been the better parent to Lil Meech. Recently, 50 Cent took to Instagram to talk about how he has been helping and guiding Lil Meech. After thinking about it, it seems that Big Meech felt uncomfortable with the close relationship between him and Mimi. I have been telling Mimi not to use substances, but Big Meech was telling him that he used to do the same things, like it was fine. I have also been telling Mimi to be careful with his money, but Big Meech was telling him about how much money he had wasted in the past. When things really started to go wrong, 50 Cent took responsibility for helping Lil Meech and made sure he went to rehab. People do not realize that I had to send Mimi to rehab. Russell Hornsby noticed that Mimi seemed very off during a scene, and he was throwing up after a weapons test. Ian later told me that he found whippets in Mimi's truck. I did not even know what whippets were at first. They are the small canisters used for air guns. Just so everyone knows, Mimi is the nickname 50 Cent uses for Lil Meech. It is clear that 50 Cent has really been there for Lil Meech when he needed help the most. 50 Cent is very proud of everything he has done for Lil Meech. In a recent post, he shared how he helped the family make millions of dollars, so no one should blame him for the financial problems that the father and son are facing right now. He posted some old footage of Lil Meech and Rick Ross's daughter, Toya Roberts, from when they were together. Along with the video, he wrote a message asking why Big Meech did not look out for Mimi and send him to acting school. He also said that none of Big Meech's friends or people helped him. 50 Cent mentioned that Big Meech came home acting like he was the Black Pablo Escobar, and this caused problems for Lil Meech. 50 Cent also reminded Big Meech that he helped make over $5 million for the family in a legal way, and it was not his fault if all that money was gone. He ended his post by taking a shot at Big Meech, saying he was trying so hard to shine by wearing baby jewelry, and told him to give the baby back his jewelry. Some fans believe that Big Meech could have avoided a lot of trouble if he had just stayed close to 50 Cent. These two were supposed to work together on BMF, but things did not turn out the way they were planned. Big Meech had a big chance to make $30 to $40 million by working with 50 Cent on the movies and spin-offs. But instead, he took that picture with Rick Ross, which ended up ruining his relationship with 50. Just look at what happened. Meech took a photo with Ross, a man who spent 19 years in prison, while 50 Cent could have turned those years into 5 successful seasons and then a movie. That could have made him $30 to $50 million. Now, look at the situation. He is standing next to Rick Ross, a man who cannot even keep his own concerts going. Ross is touring, and in about 10 days, he will just move on and forget about Meech. I will be honest with you, Meech. Rick Ross knew what he was doing when he stood next to you for that picture. He knew you were not thinking clearly. If Ross does not even give you 3 wing stops, you should just walk away from that situation. But what will 50 Cent do? He will burn everything to the ground. He will release the last season of BMF and then put out the Tammy movie, making sure that everything people thought about you gets discredited. Some people believe that Big Meech may have hurt his son's future by choosing to work with Rick Ross. When Meech got out of jail and decided to work with Rick Ross, who is his son's boss's rival, it showed how an unhealed parent can really mess things up for their child. An unhealed parent can damage relationships with friends, partners, and even cause problems with a job. Nobody can tell me that Big Meech working with Rick Ross, who is his son's rival, was not a planned decision. It was a clear choice. So why would a parent make that decision? Maybe it is because of old pain, maybe even some jealousy or resentment. Sometimes, an unhealed parent may feel proud of their child for all the good reasons, but they might also feel jealous for those very same reasons. Big Meech should have come home and made it all about family. He should have been proud to pass his success to his son, who is doing well, making millions, and building a career. Instead, he should not have been spending time on the phone with Rick Ross, trying to make plans for a car show. That was not the right choice. It seems like Big Meech is trying to relive his 20s, but he is not healed from the past. Instead of seeing his son's success as something to be proud of, he sees it as competition. It is almost like he is thinking, now the real Big Meech is home, so let me show you how to get money. He decides to work with his son's boss's rival. But did Big Meech think about how his actions would affect his son? No, all he cares about is chasing clout, which is just something temporary. Let's be honest, the relationship between Rick Ross and Big Meech is not real or genuine. If someone is with you just to get back at someone else, that bond is not real. In the end, Big Meech is the only one responsible for his financial problems. Not only was he bad at managing his money, but he also hurt his son's chances of building a stable future. However, there is still a chance for Big Meech to turn things around. Rick Ross recently shared on his Instagram stories that he wants to make a real BMF movie, one that will only be shown in theaters. He mentioned that he would like directors like Anthony Fuqua or Quentin Tarantino to be a part of it. But we will have to wait and see if Ross can actually make this happen, especially since he struggled to hold a welcome back concert for Meech. Right now, he does not seem like the most reliable person. What do you think? Is Big Meech heading down a bad path, or do you think he can recover and fix his financial problems? Let us know what you think in the comments, and make sure to check out the next video.